How do guys, it's Luke at Luke's Affordable Paint Service, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make some modular ruined terrain that still all fit together. Woo! Right guys, so this video, what it is, it's going to be showing you the Games Workshop terrain, but making it so you've got actual ruined pieces on. I'm sick of seeing ruined terrain. I mean, it's still wet. I'm sick of seeing ruined terrain with no rubble. It's just perfect. So I've done it so you can stack it up still and build it up into a large piece, but then every piece has still got all your rubble on, so you can put it down on its own, and you can build it up into a massive tower and the rubble carries on as well. A lot of people have been asking me for this because obviously the fixed board that I did, people said I'll get bored playing on that, which is fair enough. So a mate of mine has borrowed me the terrain, so I said, if I build it and paint it for you and do a video, can I borrow it? And he said yes. So yeah, thanks to Rich. See you in a sec. Right, so to get started, what you need to do is get yourself some baking paper down, or non-stick paper, just something that hot glue won't stick to. Then you need to run a bead of hot glue around the base of the building. I'm not going to be using any sort of professional tools or giving you any hints or tips on how to cut this perfectly and do a really neat job. This is just showing you how you can bodge it and it still look alright, do you know what I mean? This is a quick way of doing it. Hot glue is a very strong material, okay? Don't forget that hot glue is ridiculously good at most things. So put the bead of glue on, and then what we're going to do is cut some sort of wood or Foamex, whatever you use as a basing material, and then slide that in to the hot glue. That way you're not having to pin it, you're not having to put any form of support. Foamex is better than wood because it's lighter, okay? But you can use wood, just use a bit more hot glue. And as you can see, I'm putting hot glue on top, I'm going to be putting it down the sides, and then I'm going to layer up the Foamex and then join it all together with more hot glue. And that makes it super strong. If you wanted to break this, you could, but I'm telling you, it's solid. There's no way you're going to break this unless you really want to break it, okay? And as you can see, I'm being as rough as hell. I'm not even making sure it's level. I'm not making sure there's any corners cut properly or anything. There's a lot of detail to get around, so that's why I thought I'd just show you how to do it like this, and you can see how well it works even though you're doing a proper handyman bodge job. Right, and then when it comes to just doing the front of it, rather than beveling it with your knife, add more hot glue. Makes it stronger and it bevels the front, and it's something to make it blend into your table. Hot glue will find its own level and it'll be perfectly flat when we get to peel it off. The only thing I do suggest is do give it a good half hour to cool down properly before you peel it. My gun is ridiculously hot. I got it from China and it goes up to about 300 degrees, so sometimes this glue can be like molten lava sometimes, so be very careful if your glue gun is the same as mine. When you come to peeling it off, it'll be pretty rough. Again, we're covering it, so don't worry about it. Not everything has to be perfect and neat. You've just got to think ahead. We're going to be putting modelling compound over the top of this, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, let's get ready to peel it off. Right, so to peel, make sure you hold it all down and then just rip it up, and then that way it should all come away free. Clean up all the crap and all the runny bits. As you can see, if there's any gaps or holes, it causes a foot. So if you need any support to hold things in place, it does it naturally for you and automatically. Before we crack on, do dry fit it and make sure it fits. It doesn't, because I've done too much overhang on either side, so just cut them off. Just run your knife across so it'll run flat. That's all you need to do. Now for cutting them off, just a sharp craft knife, that'll cut through the glue and the Foamex very easily. I have got a cutting mat under that piece of lino, so don't cut down onto your desk because you will put a big hole in it, but literally just cut the edges off, and that way it should fit pretty flush. And then just a second dry fit to make sure it fits on properly, and as you can see, it does. Okay, again, your cuts don't have to be smooth, they don't have to be perfect, because we're going to be using the modelling compound over the top, which blends all your crap in anyway. Alright, so let's crack on with the modelling compound stuff. With the smaller pieces, just cut it, find a corner of your Foamex and then just cut the corner off, and then cut the little corner off that goes into the corner so it'll push up. Again, it doesn't have to be neat, just use the hot glue to fill that gap. Press it in, cover it in hot glue, and then your little ones have got a small base as well. Right, the Luke's APS modelling compound, it's a plaster paper pulp mix, and it's great because all you have to do is add a bit of water with it, and then you can, as you can see, you can use it like clay to cover up polystyrene, anything. It'll stick to most surfaces, and it dries within 20 minutes. So literally just chuck it on, get all your ground form and your shape as you want it, blend all your mistakes in, hide whatever you need to hide with it, and then in 10 minutes time we're going to be working on top of it. So that's why I love it. It speeds up the whole process, because if you were using clay or you were shaping polystyrene and using filler, you'd have to wait far longer for it to dry. It's a lot lighter than clay, it's stronger, so yeah, it's the perfect terrain tool. If you'd like to purchase any of this, do check out Geek Gaming below, where you can find it in 1 and 2 litre tubs. If you wanted to, you could use PVA glue at this point. I'm using the Luke's APS fast dry basing glue. It's a latex based glue that dries very quickly. So work in small steps. This big building, I can just cover it all up and get the basing material on there, or the rubble, just before it starts to dry. So it just shows you how quickly this stuff can dry. So literally get it all pasted on, and then we'll start chucking the rubble all over it. If you want to see how I made this rubble, check out the Ultimate Kill Team board video 1, I think it's at the very end, and it's just poured casting plaster on some tin foil and broken up, and literally all you do is just throw that all in place, and then when you're happy with it, we'll go to sealing it. Right, so we're going to be using super glue to seal it. Again, this is for speed. The glue will hold all the underneath bits down. The super glue is literally just to sit and bond everything together. This dries obviously super quick when you spray it with accelerant as well. This is liquid super glue from Wilko's. It's like a £1 a bottle. And to do all the terrain sections in the starter box from Games Workshop, I used about 4 bottles of super glue. So about £4, but it just means I can work on it in the same day. Do you know what I mean? Once you've got that on, put some tile grout all over it, and that's just to help it dry and blend in to some smoother areas, and hit it with some super glue accelerant to dry quick. Modular ruin terrain. Modular ruin terrain. Right, and after that terrible song, you're left with some terrain. I did paint this off camera because I've done loads of videos on painting terrain like this. I literally sprayed it with 2 spray cans, and then I literally watered down brown paint and threw it all over. As it's for a friend, it's just some quick terrain that I'm knocking up for him for the club. So yeah, literally I got all this done in about 3-4 hours, so the entire terrain set. With all the little pieces which are not shown on this. I've shown all the bits that I've used on this one building. I don't show you, but the very small bit that I show you towards the end, you can put it next to the second level, so you can use all 4 pieces on this building. It just makes a really nice modular building with all the ruins that can be placed down as single level, double level, or 3 level buildings, and still have all the rubble and everything connected. So yeah guys, I'll leave you with the rest of this display showing you how it all works, and I'll see you again for the next video. Catch you in a bit. Right, so it's done. It's just a quick paint job. I've literally sprayed it 2 colours with spray cans, and then I've watered down some brown paint, bathed it on it, and then dry brushed a cream over the top. Not done much to it. As you could see in the video, it still all stacks up, it all looks good down. Now the next thing to do is that all the pieces that stack up, I can't physically fix rubble on the front, because obviously as you build it up, it's going to look stupid in it. I'll try and fit it in next week if I've got time, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and make rubble that will press up and go around the details. I think how I'm going to do it is by pasting the modelling compound on and pressing it to make an impression, and then when I peel it away I'll let that set, because I'll probably add a little bit more plaster to it, so when you press it in it'll have like a stone finish on the back, so that way when you press it up you've got like pieces of rubble that fit on the front. So if you use them not on the building and put them down, you can have rubble both sides. So while I'm doing that, I might as well show you how to make some really nice rubble piles as well and fit it all in at once. Then you can build a full terrain set just with a bit of plaster. You know what I mean? Right guys, so let me know what you think below. Sorry about the paint job, but I'm literally just tabletop readying it. So yeah, I ain't got time. But anyway guys, if you want to buy any of the products used in this video, check my shop below, and I'll see you again for the next video. And don't forget to subscribe and like and all that jibber jabbery. Catch you in a bit. Right, if you'd like to buy any of the products featured in this video, don't forget to click the Geek Gaming link in the top left hand corner where you can buy my Scenics, Gorilla Glue, Army Painter, Milliput and many more things. If you'd like to subscribe and like, just give that a tick, and if you want to watch any of my most recent videos, click in the bottom right.